So, you're applying for cabin crew. Tell me something about yourself. Show me your best customer service attitude.
Stop getting the wrong advice. Ensure you get the right skills for the right job for jobs in the Middle East. Contact Loy Machedo.
All right, I just thought I'd make this video, which I normally don't make in the middle of my work. But I thought I would make this video with regards to the shooting that took place in United States. Now, I just happened to see the video of this black man who got shot. He got shot on his back 7 times. Like, if you actually have a look at the video, it's pretty graphic and disturbing. If I get the video, I'll play it maybe now so you can have a look. But let me warn you, it's pretty graphic and it's very intense, very disturbing.
Wow.
Now, if you watch the video, you'd see this guy is walking. The police officer is telling him, listen, stop, or whatever, put your hands behind your back, or whatever the police normally tells them. This guy does not listen, and he goes to his car, opens the car door or whatever, he goes inside, and then this cop shoots him 7 times on his back. Okay, and now the guy is hospitalized. And the newspapers, well, obviously they will say, like another cop gets kills a black person, and you'll get Black Lives Matter who will say that, see the injustice done to black people. Now, I'm not an American, so obviously I'm not into American politics, but I'll give you my perspective. Okay, I'll give you my perspective. Now, number one is United States is a very strange country. Okay, very strange. On one hand, they want peace, they want calm. On the other hand, they indulge themselves in war. On one hand, they believe, okay, freedom of speech. On the other hand, they say, no, this is hate speech. On one hand, they say, we don't want people to die. On the other hand, they allow guns. One hand, you'll see people say, no, guns are there to protect you. It's a fundamental right. And then they cry about, oh, there was shooting. And so it's a very confused country with diverse opinions. And yes, in a way it's good that no two people agree on the same thing. But in another way, it's kind of crazy. Okay. Now, with regards to this guy Jacob Black, or Blake, or whatever his name is, if you see the newspapers, they will take a photograph of him being with his children, and they show, obviously it looks really nice. He looks like a nice family person. Okay, but we do not know the story behind what he was doing or what was going on. In fact, the Black Lives Matter movement, how did it start? With this cop putting his full body weight on a guy's neck, because of which the guy died. Okay, so now what do I think? What do I think of the whole matter? Okay, it's pretty graphic, it's pretty sad what happened, without a doubt. Killing anybody or harming anyone you know, normal people just don't want violence. But then the first question that comes to my mind, okay, even that cop guy, he could have tasered the guy, he could have put pepper spray, or he could have, they have these tasers where you electrocute the person or whatever. So he shot the guy. Now, yes, I would say it's a bad call of judgment. But having said that, the first question that comes to my mind is, when a cop is telling you, when a policeman is telling you, okay, stop, or when a policeman is telling you, put your hands up or whatever, why aren't you listening? Why aren't you following orders? See, this is the main problem with the people abroad, especially in US. If the cop, pulls you over, instead of being polite and instead of being cooperative, these people always tend to argue. Why? What do you want? This, that, blah, blah, blah. You go on. See, I'm not trying to support all cops. And I'm not trying to say all cops are saints. There are many cops who are corrupt. There are many of them who don't do their job. I'm not denying there is no racism. I was living in a country, UAE, which openly supports racism in the corporate world. Same job, two nationalities, different salary. I've experienced this in India itself. There's so much of racism. People of the north don't like people of the south. Muslims don't get along with Hindus. Christians don't get along with, some other religion. So I've seen it. Not saying all, but yes, majority of these cases do take place. Racism does exist. Corruption does exist. Cops are not saints. Fine. But then my question is, if a cop is telling you, stop, why the fuck don't you stop? If you see these videos, why does this take place? Because in all the cases, the guys never cooperate. A black man was running, he was taking a knife and running. Obviously, you will shoot him. If he stood in one place, puts the knife down and raises his hand, nothing would happen. Even this guy, who the cop was kneeling on his neck, did he have a clean record? Was he following orders? Did he break the law? Okay, what the cop did was wrong, very, very wrong. Putting your whole body weight on someone's neck, without a doubt, wrong. Okay, but what triggered this? In fact, let me ask you, if you say all cops are bad, when you have a problem tomorrow, who are you going to call? Let's say someone is robbing your store, who are you going to call? If there's violence, who has to put their life on the line and be ready to take a bullet for you? See, these cops, you think they don't have families? You think they are all bad? Yeah. Oh, trust me, I'm not ignorant to the fact of cops that have committed violent acts. I saw this one video where this cop, I don't know, was it US? Yeah, I think it was US. One old 60-year-old Indian man who was walking, this young cop just held him and he told him, put your hands behind your head or something like that. The guy complied. And immediately the guy grabbed his hand, put it behind his back, and then tripped him over, face down, and broke his neck. I've seen that. So don't get me wrong, I'm not saying all the cops are saints, okay? But there are corrupt cops. Does racism exist? Yes. But why do these people always argue with the cops? Why is it that they don't follow rules? Why is it that not, cop pulls you over, he has a bloody gun. Just listen to him, right? Be polite. What's the harm in being polite? What's the harm in saying, I'm sorry? If a cop were to pull me over, first thing I'd apologize. I'm sorry if I've done anything wrong, whatever. If he tells me, show your ID card, I'll show him. I'm not going to argue. Why are you stopping me? Well, what is it that I've done? Blah, blah, blah. Nothing. Just show him my ID card. Cooperate with him. If he wrongly gives me a ticket, I'll accept it and, I'll go to the police station and tell them, see, so-and-so it was given for the wrong reasons or whatever. Why do you need to bloody argue? Why do you need to put on a fight? Why do you need to disobey? Now, this guy, he went to his car. Who knows, was he going to take a weapon? Who knows, what was he going to do there? The cop, obviously, in the heat of the moment, he made a very bad call. But what triggered him to do that? Had he listened to the cop, suppose the cop said, stay in one place, don't move. If he had not done anything, you think the cop would have just shot him or something? No. Yes, maybe arrested him. Yeah, okay, then you can press charges. But now, see what has happened. Now, I'm pretty sure you'll give the stats. Or the number of... If you actually look at the stats, the number of black people versus white people, they don't paint the whole picture. I'll give you a small example. Now, if you check in United Arab Emirates, every time there's a lottery ticket or there is a lucky draw, it's always an Indian who wins. So there's always a tendency for all the Pakistanis and Filipinos to say, all these lucky draw or this bingo or whatever is rigged. It's run by Indian mafia. Okay? Only Indians win. And the fact is, over the maybe 10 years, if you see, all the 10 years, majority, 9 out of 10 times, Indians have won. Obviously, if you follow stats and you take statistics, it'll support Indians. But then, let's look at the full picture. The full picture is, how many Indians are there in UAE? Almost 80-90% of the population in UAE is Indians. Hardly 5% is Filipino or 5% is Pakistani. That's number one. Second one, if out of 100 people who have purchased a lottery ticket, 95 are Indians, one is a Pakistani, one is a Filipino, one is an Arab. What are the chances that an Indian would win? 95 out of 100. So, why don't you use the full picture? Same thing about blacks being shot. Let's look at the stats of how many whites are being shot, how many blacks are being shot. Then you'll get the full picture. And then let's look at the bigger picture. How many blacks are committing crime? How many whites are committing crime? The problem is, it's just like this argument. What? Women are being paid less than men. Okay? They say women equal rights. Men and women should have equal rights. Okay. Then shouldn't we have equal number of women who are, doing lower level jobs? Shouldn't we have equal number of women doing high risk jobs? Shouldn't we have equal number of women who are in prison? No, you can't have equality everywhere, right? Yeah, you'll be like, no, we want only in the high level jobs, CEOs. What about sweepers? What about cleaners? What about in the military? Why are there less women in the military? Why is there no equality there? No, there you will not check. You will only check one side of the argument. In US, they openly allow everyone to have guns. Okay? And then when a shooting takes place, it was not the gun who shot them, it was that guy who shot them. Why the fuck do you give them the gun in the first place? If nobody had guns and nobody was allowed to keep guns, would there any crime take place? What about Japan? How many people have guns there? What is the crime rate of, shooting over there? In Canada, why is the crime rate so low? Why only Americans are gone crazy? Come on, man. So the problem is you have so many diverse opinions and people, you don't know anything, this or this. Shut the fuck up, man. If the guy follows, instead of arguing, like even I saw this video where this teenage kid in the subway, this cop guy, pulls her out and says, show me your ID card or whatever, or put your hands behind the head, and she's arguing and she's fighting. And obviously, he being stronger, he takes her hand and puts it at the back. And people, oh my God, what is happening? And all that shit. What, oh my God? If she fucking listens, if she's polite, if she's well behaved, she says, sorry, officer, okay, you're on my hands, you're in my back, fine, arrest me, okay. But she puts her fucking leg on the top, and then she acts like a spoiled brat, and she thinks just because mommy and daddy dance to her tunes, this cop is going to dance to her tunes. She deserved it. She bloody got put in her place. She really bloody deserved it. Cops are putting their lives on the line day in and out without asking for anything in return apart from just a salary. All cops are not bad. Yes, there are bad cops. Yes, there are people who make bad judgment. Cops are not bad. If you defund the cops or you don't have any cops, robberies will increase, crime will increase. Then who the fuck are you going to go to when crime rate increases? It's the cops who come and take the bullet for you. See, in this particular example, very simple. The cop asked him to cooperate. He didn't. He went to the car. Who knows what the fuck he was going to pull out from the car? A knife, a gun. So, and then if he would, if he would shoot and kill someone, they would be like, oh, the cop didn't do his job well. See, the problem is the media is playing the narrative for what you wish to hear. They show a nice photograph of him being with the family. How about showing a photograph of him doing something stupid? How about maybe he went to a nightclub, maybe he was drinking, smoking drugs, beating his wife. Why don't you put that photograph? No, you'll only show him, oh, he's such a loving, sweet guy. The media wants to play its cards and show its agenda. Why were the cops there in the first place? Why didn't he listen when the cop said, put your hands behind your head or back? Why couldn't he cooperate? If he did cooperate, then fine. Okay, he's guilty. He didn't listen. For me, it's very simple. If a cop tells me, put your hands behind your head or back, I'll obey. I'm sorry, sir. Be cooperative, be polite, be nice. There are ways to get things done. It's being smart, using common sense. Always force. You argue with them, you shout at them, you scream at them, you bully them, and then you want them to be nice to you. Come on, man. I've had friends who are cops. I've had friends who are good. I've had friends who are bad. I know cops who are good. I know cops who are bad. But there are ways to get things done. And if you're polite, if you cooperate, the damage will be less. Remember, that guy has a bloody gun. Be cooperative, be polite. It's unfortunate what happened. But he brought this on himself. So who's to blame? He is to blame. The cop did his job. Yeah. Was the judgment bad? Yes, absolutely. Was the result what was desired? No, nobody wants it that way. And now what are people doing? Setting things on fire, destroying public property. Yeah, that's good, right? Oh, they are expressing their anger. Yeah, burn as much as you want. Express your anger. Good, burn. Destroy people's property and all that. And the poor people whose property is getting destroyed, whose cars are getting destroyed, whose homes are getting destroyed, don't feature them. Bloody double standards. Nonsense. For me personally, I just say that cooperate, be polite. Okay, cops are bad. Not all cops are bad. There are some cops who are bad. But be polite, be courteous, obey the law. If they're asking you something, driver's license, put your hands behind your back, or just cooperate, man. How hard is that? And then if something bad happens, fine, I agree. You make life miserable for you, you make life difficult for you, and then, oh, it's so unfair, Black lives matter. All lives matter, everyone's life matters. Not just black or white or blue or maroon or whatever. It's unfortunate that this is happening. And in today's day and age, where politics and power and corruption mix, oh, black lives matter, yellow lives matter, feminism, transgender, there's that, all bullshit. From just human beings. Yes, there was slavery. Yes, there is racism. Yes, life is unfair. Everyone wants equality. Everyone wants fairness. The best example, look at US. You give everyone rights. You give everyone privileges. What do? They abuse it. They abuse it. That's what they do. That's what is happening. So you think these people are saints? In a country where they've given rights and privileges, but at the same time there are double standards. You're screaming for equality. And now you'll get all these Black Lives Matter one side, White Lives Matter other side, this Lives Matter, anti-cops, anti-this, anti-that, and politicians and people in power taking you for a ride. A fucking mess. Just be polite, be nice, less drama. Yes, there is racism. Yes, there are people who are being unjustly treated or killed, like those two white men who just shot a black guy who was running. Yes, there's a problem with giving guns and power. There's no one size fits all advice. There's no one solution to everything. Each problem is different. Let's not take story A and put it in context B and talk about a situation C. This has nothing got to do with black lives or white lives or corrupt cops. It's a separate example. And when you look at it from a separate example, the cop asked him to do something. He was, I'll do whatever the fuck I want. I'll walk into the car. Who knows what the fuck he was taking out, a gun or fucking this. And he made a bad call. The cop made a bad call. He has to pay the price. And now everyone will destroy property and set things on fire and express their anger. A fucking mess. All you had to do was cooperate. Cop told you, put your hands behind your back or stop, put your hands up. You done that? No problems, right? Now he has to pay the price. Who's to blame? And now who's going to help him? No one. So these are my thoughts. Let me know what are yours. Love to hear your opinion. You guys take care.
So, you're applying for cabin crew. Tell me something about yourself. Show me your best customer service attitude.
Stop getting the wrong advice. Ensure you get the right skills for the right job for jobs in the Middle East. Contact Loy Machedo.